Good morning. My name is Richard Challen. I am a researcher in the ENAC program at the Institute for Security Studies. And welcome to the Voice of Africa. Today we're going to look at one of the most trafficked species on the planet, the pangolin. It is estimated that in the past decade, the pangolin has been trafficked enormously in the world, and it's estimated to the range of about more than 1 million of these species have been either poached or trafficked. In comparison to other species such as rhinos, which are poached on a yearly basis of about more than 1,000 to about it's estimated also 1,000 tigers are illegally trafficked. The pangolin ranges from over 100,000 of them which are trafficked or poached per year. What makes it one of the biggest issues is that despite the fact that such large volumes of the animals being poached and decimated on the planet, very little is known about the creature. There are 8 species of pangolins in the world, 4 in Asia and 4 in Africa. In southern Africa, the most common one is the ground tamic pangolin, often referred to as the ground pangolin. Its ranges can be found in southern Africa, stretches all the way across eastern Africa, all the way to the south of Chad and the Sudan. One of the reasons for the great demand in pangolin is not only due to its seasonal delicacy in most Asian countries, but also its scales can be used in fashion, in the making of crystal meth, and also in traditional Chinese medicine. Therefore, it is crucial that measures are put in place to combat and address the issue at hand. In addition to the various uses of the pangolins, it also is starting to become a very lucrative trade for transnational networks, criminals, especially wildlife traffickers, as the scales on the black market goes to the price of $3,000 per kg, and it's slowly growing and expanding. So therefore it becomes crucial to combat this trade by looking at the growing issues that affects it, such as various loopholes in policies, corruption, and the growth in the criminal value chain. So some of the recommendations that could be put in place to prevent such decimation of the creature and the species in the world, especially in Africa, as the numbers are gradually declining at a rapid rate. It becomes crucial to firstly to look at creating awareness of the pangolins. This will take the form of looking at public awareness, the general public, from the country of origin from which the pangolins are being poached to the countries of where it ends up at destination countries. So create more awareness in the origin countries will take the form of looking at creating awareness how the creature is essential to the ecosystem and how the rapid poaching and trafficking of the creature is decimating the ecosystem. In the destination countries, it would also public awareness, raising awareness about the pangolins, and more like a range of demand reduction where destination countries can realize that they are contributing to the decimation of the creature and ecosystem in other parts of the world, but more especially in Africa. Also, another actors where awareness could be raised would be among law enforcement, where very often it's quite difficult for law enforcement to seize pangolin scales due to the fact that they also are not aware of the creature, not aware of the pangolins. due to the fact that there's very little knowledge about it around and what a pangolin scale look like. And this is often seen in the fact that large seizures occurs mostly in the destination countries, in the Asian countries, rather than in the country of origin at the ports of entrance and exit. That would also mean, therefore, that would mean targeting not only police officers but also customs officials and those that work at ports of entries and exit, especially in Southern Africa, in Africa, or in places where the pangolins are being trafficked from. Another aspect that should be looked at is developing policies that are specifically targeted at pangolins per se. Just like we have policies and strategies designed at rhinos poaching, at elephant poaching, there is a greater need to make the policy more specific, or strategies more specific towards targeting pangolin poaching or pangolin trafficking. And lastly, but not least, it will be looking at targeting the illegal trade in wildlife in general. Basically looking at the criminal value chain, looking at the chain of the illegal trade, targeting the various loopholes that exist in this trade, targeting the various actors involved in the trade. That would mean, that could take the form of strengthening the various loopholes through which traffickers actors use to traffic or poach the pangolins. Also looking at issue of corruption, which is prevalent in not only wildlife crime but in also all forms of organized crime as well, is to make sure and address the issue of corruption. Otherwise, we will have a situation where we have a total decimation of the pangolins. And according to one expert who've done research, a whole lifetime of research on the pangolins, has estimated that within the next decades or two, the pangolins will be extinct. And this is something that we cannot afford for our ecosystem or for the general economy in general. Therefore, there is a greater need to address this issue and make the pangolins, people more aware of the issue of pangolins, what pangolins are, how they contribute to the ecosystem, how they contribute to the economy, how they contribute to the country, to the continent. Unless such measures are taken place, this prehistoric animal might no longer exist. And in so doing, criminal networks will flourish as they will move from one species to the next until none is left.